Thank you so much for coming out here today. So please introduce yourself and what your role is.
Certainly. My name is Deanna Zalas. I'm a board member here at District 208, which is the district that works with RBHS.
Great. So can you talk about a little bit more about your role and its impact on the community?
Sure. So this is my second elected term in office. I was elected right before the pandemic. The pandemic hit, very different school board management going on. We had another election last year and I was reelected. So I'm currently the president of the school board. So within the 7 of us on the school board, we elect one president. And so my job is to work with all 7 members and make sure they have a voice at the table. And the school board responsibilities are about the budget and curriculum and setting goals and policy. And so we work very closely with the administration to make sure that RBHS is the good place that it is.
Great. So you talked about voices and, the community. So how can, stakeholders and community members get involved with the board?
Absolutely. So in the last election, our turnout was only 13.5%, which I think is shockingly low, to be honest. So the first place to get involved is to vote. I can say that again and again. And then when it comes to engaging with the board on a regular basis, we do meet monthly as a committee of the whole. We also meet often twice in the same month. And so people are welcome to provide public comment at any of our meetings. You're welcome to provide written comment. Our email addresses are on the Board of Ed website. And we work through all of those questions in open or closed session, depending on what they are. And we then engage and work with the administration.
Great. Are there any upcoming and exciting opportunities for the community that's like educational and everything?
Well, our next board meeting is in December, so I welcome everyone to come out. We usually get a handful of public comment, but different issues inspire other groups to come out and provide us feedback. We all live in these 6 communities served by RBHS, so we hear from people at the grocery store and at the gas station, so we're always hearing feedback from people. Mm-hmm. And I think all of us have an open door saying that we're open to hearing your comments and questions and how does it all work?
Yeah, so in today's day and age, what is the board doing or like the school district doing in terms of, diversity and inclusion?
Absolutely. So in 2021, the board updated our mission statement, which hadn't been touched in a number of years. And that was actually a community stakeholder event. We got a lot of feedback from groups across all of our communities. We held a Saturday workshop, had some feedback. And from the mission statement, we developed 5 goals that really speak to the areas that we felt were most important for the administration and the whole district to focus on. One of those is diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah, so in terms of the future of our school district, do you have any ideas or certain visions that you want to set out there?
Well, certainly we just received the exemplary rating, which is a huge kudo to everyone involved, from teachers to students to administration to the community that supports the school financially, right? But that's a point in time assessment. Our goal is always to get better. And I would ask people to go back and look at those goals and the mission statement and see how they align with, what they think we should be doing. And we're always open to feedback on that front. We're all volunteers. It's a volunteer board. That's something that people don't always know. And so the 7 of us come together and we do, the packet at last week's meeting was 600 pages, right? So you read the packet, you ask questions, you get engaged on everything from the audit of all of our finances to an update on those same goals to we hear back from the parent groups, from the music and theater sponsors, and we hear from the athletic boosters all about what they're doing to make RBHS a better place.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. So you said that this is a volunteer board, which I had no idea that was, which is kind of incredible. But what sort of aspects do you enjoy about your position of being board president?
Well, it's not the high salary, right? I really believe personally in public service. My professional life is in the public sector. And something I tell my kids all the time is, volunteers make the world go round. So I think it's incredibly important to give back to the community in some way. This is a way that I felt I had a skill set to give back in terms of process and organization and is a need to understand and focus on any variety of issues, right? A lot of intellectual curiosity helps because so many different things come onto the plate of a board of education.
Right.
Things that there's personnel matters and there's finance matters, and of course there's curriculum matters and working with educators, and all of those things require a level of engagement and knowledge. So this is my way of giving back to the community.
Right.
And I think I speak for the board. We all feel that it's important for us to spend this time doing it.
Yeah, that is amazing. And so what sort of day-to-day work does it look like in order to be a board president? Because I'm sure it's a lot to do.
So Superintendent Skinkis and I speak frequently, at least once a week, I would say. Before a board meeting, we work through the packet and what's going to look like, what's on the agenda, who's coming to present, any content that we think will have questions from board members or the public. The packet gets published on a Friday, so it's open for the public to see it on the Friday before a board meeting. And then on the Tuesdays when we hold our meetings, we get together and engage from 7 o'clock at night till 10, 11 o'clock, depending on what's on the agenda.
So what kind of actions has the board been taking in terms of, working with the faculty at our school and trying to create a positive and efficient work environment?
Absolutely. The teachers are the heartblood of RBHS, and they do a fabulous job across the board. So the board's role with the teacher technically is negotiating their contract. So we did work through the spring of 2022, and renegotiated the contracts, about a 6-month process. It was myself and the superintendent and other members of the administration and the RBEA leadership team, and we met for hours and worked through a lot of issues, and some things that have come out of that contract I think have been really positive for everyone involved, and most importantly positive for the students. So you see different collaborative learning options.
Right.
You're seeing some different approaches to divisional leadership, and I think we've heard some good feedback on all of those, and that to me that was an innovative and I can't stress it enough, collaborative approach.
So you've been here for a little bit, so how has the pandemic affected the sort of day-to-day within the board and in the community, because that's a huge one to talk on.
Sure. So school boards are elected every 2 years. They're staggered terms, so 4 people and then 3 people. So you see turnover every time there's an election. So we've had some people come and go, but right now we're a very stable group. We've been in since the last cycle. And the pandemic was challenging not just for RB, it was challenging statewide. And we can all Monday morning quarterback what we did or what we should have done or what we could have done differently. And I'm not sure that's particularly productive. I think in the moment, RB did incredibly well because we are small and collaborative, and we did respect science, and we did, we listened to a lot of stakeholders in that process. And there were bumps in the road, right?
For sure.
No one's going to say there weren't, but if I do my Monday morning quarterbacking, I'm like, oh, we did well.
So we've made it here at RB. Is there anything else that you want to, kind of discuss that's going on in your life or, with the board at the moment?
No, thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I think this show's been a really good way to connect what's happening at RB, which is one of the goals that we talked about, right? How do we showcase all of the good things that we're doing to our community that can watch this video and other things? So thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and thank you to our audiences for joining us on another segment of Forward.